Hey, what's cracking, guys? So, we are going to do a bit of a special video interrupting my regularly scheduled vinyl collection stuff in order to quickly sneak in my record store day purchases because I want to keep it topical as much as possible. And I was just kind of actually low key, mid key, stoked on some of the stuff I picked up, and I just want to talk about it a little bit. And initially, I was going to do this, the day of or the day after, sometime in that, general vicinity. But I felt like that was kind of unfair because, at that point, I probably wouldn't have gotten a decent chance to play them, and now I've gotten, each of them have gotten 1+ spins. So, well, at least the stuff that I got exclusively for Record Store Day, I got a couple other things alongside it that were just like, I'm already here and I don't usually go out to make purchases all that often. Occasionally I'll pick some up here and there online, or I'll go to the store every, couple months or whatever. I don't know. Figure it out because you got to make a point of it rather than letting it just be some kind of huge impulse thing every time. But I digress. I decided to, give it a little time for the stuff to sink in before I talk about it. And, I will go through what I got that were Record Store Day exclusives first and foremost. And depending on what kind of time we're looking at after that point, I will potentially touch on the other things, because it's not that much. But if not, I'll just save it for another video. And then we'll get back to just, slowly sifting through what I already have. And we will start with my 7 inches that I picked up, because there were a lot of 7 inches that I thought were real darn cool. And the first we're going to go with here, boom, Prince 7-inch picture disc, looking fucking dope. This is his Little Red Corvette and 1999 singles. Of course, you got that on the front, that on the back. Ooh, that's snazzy. Look at him. Look at that, bro. That's dope. But yeah, obviously some of his most memorable tracks snuck onto this little disc, and it looks real nice. And for a 7-inch, obviously picture disc quality, but it is feeling thick as fuck for a 7-inch. I just saw it and I had to have it because it looks so good. And I do love these tracks a lot. I feel like Little Red Corvette is just such an insanely good track. Huge fan. So, have to pick this one up. Good shit. And another kind of just like must-have type dealio. Ooh, it is Mango fucking Jerry. I was looking at it and I was like, through the back, and I was like, am I second guessing myself? I was starting to read it like Lennel or something. I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, Mango Jerry with In the Summertime. And you may not think that you've heard this track, but you've heard this track. And as soon as you play it, you'll instantly catch it. This is the first time it's been pressed since it was first, ooh, clumsy, goodness gracious. Since it first dropped in like 69 or 70, what was it? I believe it's 70, but it is not offering much on the back, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to deal with that. But yeah, great little single. And on the B side we have Baby Jump, which I am not as in love with. Obviously, I kind of got it more for the A side than anything, but it's still a great track. It'll still get some spins every once in a while because it is, just on that, and nothing too special about the packaging. Yeah, just a really traditional little sleeve, little lettering, but very cool track. And I don't think I'm gonna get the respective full length at any point, so it's just a nice little thing to have. That's kind of why you get 7 inches most of the time. Not all, but most. Another little rare pick-me-up type thing we got. Andre 3000's cover of All Together Now. I believe this was a commission. I don't recall when. I think early 2000s, but ooh, yeah, I can't say for certain. But cover of the Beatles track of the same name. Very lovely little single, very heartfelt. I feel like Andre puts just so much effort into all of his little pop endeavors that he has gone through in the past. And this one really shows. It's really, heartfelt and sweet. And I just thought that I would have it as both an Outcast fan and, a individual Andre 3K fan. Gracious me. But yeah, great little single. And just got the instrumental on the B side for clarification. And my final 7-inch that I picked up, boom, The Germs with Lexicon Devil. This is, The Germs, if you're not already familiar for some reason, iconic LA-based 80s punk outfit. Very short-lived. I think did they only put out one record or two? I can't recall for the life of me. I know that they've got the big one, but point being, this is one of their more lauded singles. This track in particular, I believe it was actually on the GTA 5 soundtrack on the Punk Station. So that might be how some of you might know this track, but it's just very great. It is, to give some kind of comparison, it's very much in the vein of like Black Flag and stuff like that, except I would say played much more fast and loose. There isn't so much a focus on the tight playing. It's a little bit more, out there and wild, but it's made up for just like by the sheer energy and viscera exerted, especially by the frontman, who's absolutely wild on these cuts. And this is, I understand, a pretty faithful recreation of the original single that dropped in, I think, like 79, I want to say. Not entirely certain, but great little track, as well as on the back it has Circle One and No God, because even for a 7-inch, it's still punk music in the late 70s, early 80s, so it's pretty speedy in nature. And you got a little Hitler on the front with the band as Nazis and the Grim Reaper on the back. How fucking dope is that? And I'm to understand there are 2,000 copies split across 4 colors evenly, and I think I got the best end of the deal with a little old pink. Nice. And as you can see, the front man looking absolutely animalistic on the back. It's got the the lyrics right in there. I like how they package this a lot. It's kind of just like a mini LP almost, the way they set it up with the inner sleeve and all that. Very snazzy. Good stuff. Big fan. So that's going to do it for my 7-inch pickups, and now I'll show you off my 1 10-inch. Of course, I had to have this. Freaking Danny Brown, Ain't It Funny 10-inch. Absolutely love the artwork on this. Very, very ominous and cerebral. And I love how they have like the needle point going right through the eye there. That's real nice. Big fan of this. Definitely one of my favorite cuts off Atrocity Exhibition, which, I don't think I've touched upon it in my videos yet, but spoilers, I have Atrocity Exhibition, but I had to get this too, because fuck, I love that record. It is a great freaking record. I'm so happy for Danny, and I had to support him in just like every endeavor he's got at this point, really. And they did a great job on this little old picture disc. Got the nice that. It's got the front back cover with the same font utilized in Atrocity Exhibition with the Warp label up there. Good shit. And of course, it's got the traditional version as well as the acapella and instrumentals. And to top it off, they tossed in that Adult Swim singles cut he did with Clown Casino, Worth It, which, an alright cut. It feels really kind of weird in the context of this because, Cloud Casino is very, spacey and hazy production when juxtaposed to the absolute madness of his Atrocity Exhibition stuff. Feels really weird, but it's nice to have, and it's the first time it's been pressed on vinyl ever, so, nice plus. I think that there is a definite benefit to be able to listen to the, the acapella and the instrumental version because I think it gives you appreciation for just how insane it is that the project itself, Atrocity Exhibition, came together. Like, Danny is absolutely insane vocally, and that on top of these instrumentals that everybody's going on about how like nobody else could have pulled this off nowadays. I feel like it gains context when listening to it on its own like this. So it's just like really cool from that angle as well. So, whew, nice, snazzy, good ass shit, bro. And from there, I'm gonna throw out some 12 inches I picked up, and of course, I gotta get Big L with the Devil's Son EP. Big L, of course, iconic New York 90s rapper, fantastic artist. Shame he had to, go out as he did. But this is, for those unaware, something of a vaults recovery thing, wherein they picked out some of the material that didn't find its way onto the Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous record, which, great record. Look it up. It is ridiculous just how grimy and just dark it gets, especially, even for its time. It's some of the heaviest stuff that you get out of the genre. And I don't have the LP version of that because the 20th anniversary, was it? It was either 20th or 15th anniversary CD box was just so much nicer than I can think any LP package was. And it included this little hardcover book in it, which described how some of his material went on to bring strong influence to stuff like horrorcore and just like the really heavy and darkest edges of rap. And in theory, this material was supposed to be taken off the project for being too dark for it. And there were definitely some fucking heavy moments on this, especially the track of which this EP was named, Absolutely Morbid. And, speaks on a whole lot. It is a really interesting record. And for hip-hop completists, maybe not such as myself, but sort of ish like myself, this is a great buy. Really happy to get it, and it offers a whole lot. So just the side A is Devil's Son with the instrumental on the back, and then a few of the B-sides that they found as well. So it's just nice as a thing to understand the context of the artist a little bit better, which I like a whole lot. And moving away from rap, we've got the Blade Runner soundtrack. I was really interested in getting this because, we've got all that. I feel like the work done on this, aside from being like quintessentially 80s, is just so layered in the production used, especially for its time, is absolutely insane. It's so spacey yet like heavy. There's always something going on for you to dissect in the soundtrack, and just goes over super well. It sounds fantastic. I just really adore the soundtrack, and I was super happy to see that it was something that you could pick up, so I just went ahead and did it. Not normally the biggest fan of the picture disc LP, but hey, who can complain about this? It looks all real good. Real good. So, yeah, went ahead, got that. Another one. Building into a little bit more jazz, a little bit of, traditional composition. We've got Sun Ra with Janus. This is a project that I don't believe was ever officially pressed until this point, but the material has been floating around and performed for the longest time, early 70s, all that. And Sun Ra's material is always something that's worth looking into, and there were a couple, I think 2 rarities of sorts that were being put on at this record store day, and I decided on this one in particular, mostly because of the second track on this, The Invisible Shield. Now, a lot of this is, pretty, I won't say, standard fare, undermine it like that, because it is definitely engaging work, and I adore a bunch of tracks on this. Like, freaking, the track that comes before Island in the Sun is just like this lovely, very vibrant and warm composition with this fantastic, like, playful and flighty flute solo that just does such a good job. It's so good. I really like it a whole lot. But the Invisible Shield is just this absolutely insane right turn. It's just so jarring and out of the ordinary and experimental for it. Just, to give some basic idea, it comes in with this like really yelpy and non-traditionally played saxophone that gets, after like 2 minutes of just pretty much leaving it almost sitting on its own with maybe just like a little bit of backing percussion, it goes into these really sour organ jabs that segue it into this like crazy, like huge, extensive passage of what's almost like just feedback and crazy recording. With I can only imagine this is something that Sun Ra just decided to manipulate the recording of his band to like the nth degree with it, and just shift it into something just crazily experimental, like something that you would hear off just like the weirdest, craziest noise production, and just let it sit until like the 8 minute mark or something like that in this like 11-minute track. And it eventually comes back to traditional or instrumentation rather. But even then, it feels almost like a tribal ambient at that very closing point. Like, it's so wildly out there. And I thought that, picking this up would allow me to kind of dissect it a little bit better. And it's still just as nutty to listen to, but I kind of love it for that. So, had to pick this up. I really did. And it plays great. And what's more, the vinyling on this, the fucking waxwork, is stunning. Look at that. That's like it's got like an olive gold. I'm not sure if I'm getting. Yeah, there we go. Some like olive gold with the black splashes throughout. It's fucking nifty. And labeling is real nice. It's just a real fantastic pressing. So, definitely a good pick if you're looking to note Sun Ra's more experimental nature, some of his wilder forays, for sure. And another composer type, gotta get that Moondog, that freaking Moondog, dude. I didn't even know that they were putting this out for the longest time. I feel like, I don't know, for some reason I glanced over it in the initial list, but yeah, great. Third wave, freaking neoclassical type composer, and this is probably his most well-known work. Doesn't get pressed a whole lot, which is why I decided to go for it. And the packaging on this is really interesting because instead of the traditional, fold out, and does that, and you got to shift it over, and you got him looking like fucking Gandalf with the liner notes on the, I guess its equivalent of inner sleeve. Then you just pull it out and you get the record out this way. And, I always forget which side I put it on. But they even put it on some nice white wax. So, really nice. Real nice. Glad to have some more, classical composition type stuff in my collection. I'm not, any kind of avid listener, but I can appreciate stuff like this when it comes up. Whew. So yeah. And last piece of new material, or Record Store Day exclusive material, we got Animal Collective with the Meeting of the Waters EP. This is an interesting comp of new material from Animal Collective. And the interesting thing about this, other than the fucking stunning cover art, love this cover art, it's beautiful, is that they recorded this rather in the gosh darn rainforest. That is psych folk as fuck right there. That is awesome. I'm a big fan of that idea, and it's got a bunch of pictures of the group setting up. It's also got a nice, little insight to the labeling right through there. But sounds real good for, recording it like that. And the material on this definitely draws much more into their acoustic material, which, for my money is my favorite of theirs. My favorite era of theirs. I feel like when they hit their, huge electronic peak, there were some great moments in it, obviously. I've shown off some of my stuff of theirs, but there's just more misses than I was coming to expect from them in their acoustic era. And hearing them go back to that and mess with it a bunch, it was definitely a pleasant experience. So, yeah, really big fan of this. Lots of fun, good ass music. And, you know what? Yeah, this one's going to run a little bit longer. So, bear with me. It's not going to be anything super, super lengthy. I'm not going to, overshoot the 30-minute mark. Maybe not even the 25-minute mark. We'll see. I don't have a whole lot. But just want to, close things out on a good note. But we have Sleep with The Clarity. Had to pick this up as a, Sleep mark. Of course, Sleep being the stoner metal, doom metal, rockish type outfit responsible for such classics as Dope Smoker and, to an extent, Holy Mountain. I have both, so I like them. I just don't know if I can call either a classic, really. It's tough. But, yeah, this is a, single, which I believe is some like 14 minutes long, but a single that they released in 2014. And it's, their first material in a long-ass time. I'm saying this, maybe the pressing was just 2016. But yeah, they decided to throw a nice pressing for it via Southern Lord. Nice label. And, they did a really good job on this. It's, a real nice red. And if I can sneak this out, it kind of sticks a little bit at first, but I'm not sure. Yeah, there you go. Hopefully you're making out all of that, but that's a real freaking nice etching of what I believe is some kind of spaceman looking something like that. I can't, Yeah, there you go. You got a good look at it that way. But looking real nice. So, I really went out loud on this, and it sounds pretty good. So, good stuff. Got a lot of, most of my non-record store day pickups were actually metal, but the one exception to that, Neutral Milk Hotel with On Avery Island. This is, of course, the debut record of Neutral Milk Hotel, the famed, sometimes loathed indie darlings, indie rock darlings, I can't speak, that released In an Aeroplane Over the Sea. And really, I don't think this is a better record than In an Airplane Over the Sea. I don't think anyone really does. But really, if you want more Jeff Mangum, this is where you're going to get it. So I like him, and I enjoy playing tracks on this to the point where I decided I'd just pick it up. Good record, fun record, enjoyable. Front cover, back cover, it's a pretty simple packaging. Looking for it to be functional. And that's what I got. So that is fine by me. And let's move right along. Something that is a classic. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's Emperor in the night side eclipse. This is a good. It's good. This is, of course, famed Swedish black metal outfit, melodic black metal outfit at that. This is, put up on there in that holy trinity. I'm not sure if this is. I don't know. Personally, I usually put Sacramentum just like a little bit over this for me, but that doesn't deny the fact that it's a real dang good record. And when I saw it, looking nice and affordable, nice and well put together on the packaging side, I just had to get it. Sometimes you gotta just take it by the throat and throttle it into your hands and love it. Yeah. Front cover, back cover, looking very svelte. Good old no reason gatefold. Minimalist, but hey, we take those. And on the inner sleeves, we of course have no spoilers, dang it. But lyric sheet. Nice little duder. And yeah, it does in fact come on that little dark blue wax. Nice lettering on the label. Looking good. Glad I was able to find it. Who did this get pressed through? I feel like... Yes, Spine Farm Records. I'm not familiar. It's interesting. I don't know. Not one that I'm intimately familiar with, but hey, if they've got rights to this, maybe they got some other snazzy shit that I could be checking out. I don't know. But hey, gonna close out on actually something that I was a little happier to get, which take of it what you will, but boom, Sun. Oh, apostrophe. No, it's Sun. It's Sun. Just call it Sun. $29.99 version. I'm not gonna try ripping that off because every time I rip off a freaking sticker, it doesn't turn out well. It ruins the packaging. I'm just gonna leave it there. Fuck it. But yeah, this is Sun with Black One. This is, I believe, their 2004 release, if I'm not mistaken, and it is fucking destructive and desolate and hateful and beautiful. It is a powerful piece of drone metal. I wouldn't say as oppressive necessarily as one of my favorites from them, Monoliths and Dimensions, but still a fantastic example of soul-sucking hatred in music form. And the pressing is great. It's just like this very heavy packaging. I got it used. There's a little bit of damage, most notably on the inner sleeves. If you can check that, there's a little bit of a banging up on that, but it's still great. And look at some freaking ominous imagery on the inner sleeves. Very heavy discs themselves. I want to say might be 180. I don't know, maybe 150, and it's just like a really heavy stock card. Couldn't tell you, but yeah, this is a great record. Do look it up if you're into some of the more oppressive types of metal. But yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. Thank you for bearing with me. I know that this video is a little bit longer than I traditionally make them. I'm not gonna have that be the case often, if at all. I'll when I do finally get around to regular update videos, I'll make sure to segment them out in such a way that it's usually in the 20 to 23 range, something like that. But appreciate you on this one. I just really want to talk about some shit real bad. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Thanks. Yeah.